Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Volker Hildebrand and I'm here at SAP Customer Experience Live in Orlando. And with me is Dan Newman, and we're going to talk about some exciting new trends in customer experience. Dan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here at SAPCXLIVE in Orlando, hot, steamy Mickey Mouse town that is Orlando. I'm Daniel Newman. I am the founder and principal analyst at Futurum Research. I'm also a contributor to Forbes, MarketWatch, and a 6-time best-selling author focusing on customer experience and the experience economy and digital transformation.
Well, you're the perfect guest for this topic that I want to cover with you today. I just read a recent report from McKinsey, and they were looking at AI adoption and basically said that customer service is the #1 area in most industries where organizations are deploying and leveraging AI. What's your take on this?
Yeah, our research is showing the same thing. The reason is companies are looking at this technology, they want to grow. Right? Digital transformation, I always say there's really 4 main things behind it, right? You're trying to grow revenue, you're trying to grow your profits, you're trying to improve the customer experience, or you're trying to make your employees happier, which by default will actually improve the customer experience.
Right.
So if those are why you're digitally transforming, when you have the opportunity to put your data together, create common data models, push those data models to get your end-to-end experiences built, why wouldn't you focus on customer acquisition, growth? And when I say customer acquisition, I'm not only talking about growth, I'm talking about making the current customers you have happier. I'm talking about getting them to buy more products and diversify their businesses with your organization. This is stuff that AI and ML is built to do. It's built to provide those kinds of insights to sales teams, to marketers, to help people from the very beginning of the funnel to work their way through the funnel to come out the other end with happier, more connected steps every part of the way, where the company's getting greater insights and the customer is more satisfied, which ultimately is going to drive revenue. It's just a very natural progress. It's not that they're not doing other things with AI and ML, it's just that this is the thing that, especially if you think about like entrepreneurs and CEOs and business leaders, what are they thinking about? I want to grow sales. I want to sell more. I want more customers. I want to grow that number. I want to show better earnings to Wall Street. And that's why little things like chatbots were some of the earliest instances of AI and ML was, how do we get all those simple little processes that are cumbersome and in the way and make sure those customers can get those answers anytime, 24/7 in the new always-on connected economy that we live in.
So you're bringing up an interesting thing, chatbots. That's definitely a very hot topic. Almost every customer I have conversations with, when we started conversation about AI, that's kind of the first thing that comes up, chatbots, especially in customer service. What are the big opportunities for automating that customer engagement and customer service process?
Yeah, I think every company's got to think about, what steps can you take, no matter where you are in the AI journey, right? You need to think about, can I make a simple process simpler? Can I make a communication that's difficult to do because of the hours of operation? Can I knock that out? Remember FAQs, right? FAQs, and you try to figure out what are the 10 or 12 questions. Well, there's hundreds of questions customers might ask, and chatbots can be programmed and they can learn. And that's the whole thing about training, is as you continue to feed them data, they get better and they're able to do more. I've seen demos recently of conversational AI that can actually carry on a conversation. So as of right now, it's kind of like 1-in-1. So you get one question, one answer, and it resets. Well, there's technologies being built now that actually allow those conversations to carry forward. So back and forth. You can say, hey, schedule me lunch tomorrow with Volker. And it can say, well, what time do you want lunch? And I can say at noon.
Exactly.
And then it can say, well, Volker's busy at noon. And it can keep going. And you think about what that could do for changing an employee's ability to work through their day, or a customer's ability to not only get that first question answered, but maybe even getting down to those second and third questions. And then you can decide, do we need to interject with a human? Do we need to go to a more personal experience, or can this chatbot solve all the problems this customer has, which is the Gen Zs and millennials will love that.
No, I agree, and and by the way, SAP, with our SAP Conversational AI, we do provide this technology, and our customers are leveraging in customer service or other contexts. You brought up one good point. You were talking about simple, easy, And I also wrote a book about customer experience, the Customer Experience Edge, and we identified three key factors from a customer perspective. One is convenience, speed, and reliability. So solve my problem, make it easy for me, and do it quickly, right? And at the end of the day, that's what it's really all about. And if chatbots can actually do this faster, easier, I think then it turns into a better customer experience as well.
Yeah, it's not like a catch-all or a magic 8 ball. It does a lot, and it's a progress. It's a step into AI for customers, for companies. It's something that can be built. There's a lot of tools and services that allow some simple programming to be done, or third-party integrations to allow for an interface to be built on your website or within your ERP or CRM platform to do some basic unattended RPA or automation.
Right.
So it's a step. And that's kind of what it is. It was a lot like big data before it was really AI. Everyone's like, well, how do I do big data? Well, it's like, what's the one problem you're trying to solve? So we kind of started our conversation talking about sales. You're trying to grow sales. Well, what's the problem you're trying to solve? I need to understand my customers better. Well, what kind of questions can you ask? What kind of information might be available in the data that machine learning could be used to give us insights? So it's just taking those gradual steps. It's not boiling the ocean in one step. And as you said, you do want to make it easier. You want to make it faster. You want to make it simpler. And obviously you'd like to do all three. They always say choose two, right? Price, service, quality,
Right.
choose two. Well, AI is maybe helping to, to sort of jump that shark so that we can choose all three and get all three.
So, final question. We're talking about how it can improve the customer experience, drive sales, etc. However, a lot of conversations that I have, not just about chatbots, but in general, about automating service processes, whether it's automatically categorizing incoming service requests or doing chatbots. The number one reason I hear from a lot of customers is, oh, they can help us save costs, right? Because you automate the service process, the chatbot, and you can deflect customer service calls, or that's one of the main objectives. Is that kind of leading organizations down the wrong path?
I'm going to answer this quickly because I know that we have to get off the air and get on with our show, and it's been a great show. And by the way, thanks for these great questions. Price savings is a component that companies can and should look at. It's one of those things. It's not the reason. I think the reason should always be to up the game, right? I've always said you never should try to operate a business trying to save your way to a profit. I said that's the first step towards death for any business.
Right.
But if you can find savings in the process of making things better, running more efficient, and you drop some costs, that's great. So I'll say not the main reason I would do it, but it could be a reason down the line, and if you do it well, maybe one of the benefits you'll realize.
But it might be important to get the business case approved, right? Because it's always harder to show the impact on customer experience. Well, Dan, thank you very much for sharing your insight here. Thank you very much to the audience for tuning in, and have a good rest of the day.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.